Hey guys, so if you want to learn how to make these cupcakes, keep watching. You're going to need a cupcake baking sheet, of course, one or two, depends on how many you want, measuring cups and measuring teaspoons, ground nutmeg, ground cinnamon, and ground cloves. I had regular cloves, which I grounded myself. Then some sugar, white or brown, I use brown, some baking powder, some baking soda, some flour, 2 bowls, one for dry and one for wet, some pumpkin in a can, some baking cups, some Toll House Nestle real semi-sweet chocolate chips, some whipped vanilla frosting, some vegetable oil, yeah, it's Russian, don't mind it, some salt, and lastly, 2 eggs, and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Now you're going to want to take 3/4, I'm using 1/4, but in total 3/4 cup of brown sugar, and it will should look something like this. Now add 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, any of your choice. Now you're going to want to crack 2 eggs, or 3 if you want it to be more cakey. I used 2 in this case, but the second time I baked this recipe, I used 3. Now add 3/4 of a cup of your pumpkin, you know, in a can. What you're gonna do is scoop it up and then just take a knife and kind of flatten it out, and that should be pretty good. This is 1/4, and I'm gonna do it 3 times, and it will look something like that. Really disgusting. And now you're just gonna want to add 1/4 cup of water, and time to get into your dry bowl. You're going to take 1.5 cups of flour and just put it into your dry bowl. Now you're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Now you're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Now you're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves. And it's not really focused, but you'll see what it looks like when it gets into the flour. And 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now you're just going to add 1 whole cup of semi-chocolate chips, and it will look something like this. Yeah, so it looks really fun, and now it's time to add the wet stuff into the dry stuff. And it's just time to take that, and you're going to see that the sugar is going to be stuck to the bowl, so just take a spoon or a fork and just bring it down. You might need someone to hold a camera if you decide to film this, and it should look something like that. And you're just going to want to stir, and it looks probably really disgusting right now, but right when you're done stirring, it will look like this, and it also looks disgusting, but it's fine. So by this time, your oven should already have been preheated. You're going to want to set up your baking cups into your baking sheet, and these are not festive whatsoever, but I'm sure you can find some at like Michael's, because my grocery store just didn't have any festive baking stuff, and that really sucks, but these are really cute, and they have these nice little prints on them, and I think that it's really cute for any season. So yeah, and you're just going to want to take a teaspoon or a tablespoon, depending on how big you want your cupcake, scoop up and put into your little baking cup. Yay! And you might just want to add a little bit, add it to up to 3/4 the way, and it should look something like that. And they're like 3/4 of the way everywhere. It might look sloppy, but it bakes well, and here what it looks like baked. You would keep it in for about 20 to 25 minutes and give it the toothpick test. So showing you the toothpick, and they're really hot, so if you decide to frost them, you should wait about 10 minutes. And here's what it looks like frosted. I left half unfrosted and half frosted. I just took a knife and the vanilla frosting and put it around the cupcake and then drizzled some chocolate chips on top to give it a little bit of like a fun decoration to it. So yeah, this is the finished product of pumpkin chocolate chip cupcakes, and I hope you check out my other fall tutorials, and I hope you have fun. Bye!